Hello, good morning. The reason I started this vlog with this sexy face is because I'm gonna go and shower and color my hair. And I want to like film that, but then I realized I usually do that when I'm naked. So I'm like, no. But I want to show like before after thing. But like, you can't see shit. I'm sorry. Well, welcome to my sexy face for a little weekly vlog. I'm gonna go and do what I just said. See you soon. Okay, so colors in my hair. I need to wait, obviously. It's just purple again, and it keeps going out, so it's not like a big deal. It is a new week. I am pretending to be a student once again. It's raining a lot outside. It looks very, very sad. Can you see? Look at it. It's depressing. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's depressing. I'm gonna wait for the thingy to go into my hair. I'm gonna play some Genshin. I'm meeting some people today to study. Super nice weather, but we're studying inside. And then I have like a dinner thingy tonight, so I am always busy and I pretend to be a good student every day. I don't actually have work today, but that's nice. And I am reading stuff, but I thought I will update you when my hair is done. I just want to update you now for no reason at all. Yay. Okay, I'm going out on a study thing with some friends. I was debating with my camera, but I forgot the batteries ruined. So I don't know actually how much power it has. I have ordered a new battery. It just isn't here yet. But I will film on my phone. I've been doing that all week. So I didn't even talk about the books I'm reading, but I will do that later because I need to go now. Bye! Okay, so I'm finally home again after going out twice to meet with different co-workers. First we studied, wasn't that much studying, but I did read what I had to read. And then it was just like a dinner to celebrate like a person who's getting married. It was really cozy time both places, but it was a lot of socializing for one day. And I can finally sit down and read. I am behind from last week, if you watched that vlog. I was supposed to finish on Saturday Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. This is the second book in the Wicked Villains series, and it is like based upon, not based upon, but like inspired by the Disney movies where they kind of are with the villains instead. And it's very like sexual and smutty and spicy and whatever word you want to use it. And in this one we have Hades and Meg, and right now Hercules has become involved with them. It seems like they're all gonna end up maybe in like a poly relationship, and that is what I want and I support it. And it's very much not what I expected at all, because the first one was very different. That was with Jasmine and Jafar, and it seems like every book in the series has like a different kink, which I think is fun, it's interesting, and people should be allowed to do the kinks they want, obviously, with consent and all that. But yeah, so far I am, because I read on Saturday a bit, 126 pages in, so I should finish this tonight. Then I need to read a manga or a graphic novel, like a a thing with pictures and not so much text, because then I read 3 novels, and then in theory today I should have read The Bodyguard, which I will try to start tonight, but I don't think I will make it. Which means that I need to read The Bodyguard and something else tomorrow, which I don't really have time for. So yeah, I know I shouldn't like overdo everything all the time, but I'm just doing it. And it's fine. I had a good day. I filmed some of it. That's why we're here. We are vlogging. We are reading. I don't even know. I also got this new cup today. I don't know what you call it. There's a hair on it. From Starbucks, from like their Halloween collection. It's a little thingy with a straw, and it has cat ears, and I love it so much. And it has a little cat. You can't really see that well. But yeah. Either way, also today I got some bad book news that I can't really elaborate on right now. But basically it makes buying books for me more expensive and more difficult. And I don't want to deal with it. And it's making me, I know it shouldn't like affect me that much, but like book buying is like my main hobby together with actually buy books and making YouTube. It's like it means a lot to me to like have certain systems on it that works for me. And then earlier this year, obviously Book Depository like shut down, so that affected me like a lot in my book buying, and I had to adjust a lot. And now everything is ruined once again. And I'm stressed about it, and it's annoying me. But I will figure it out. It's just makes me like annoyed, because why change things that work so well? But either way, that is unrelated to everything else. Also, I need to write on my things. I'm probably not gonna write, but yeah, I'm gonna read now actually and stop talking to you. But yay, that's what I'm reading now. You know. Hello. It's now the next morning. It's very early. It is 7:37. I always feel like I wake up 7. I wake up 7:15. I always use obviously a bit time getting dressed and waking up, but I feel like I should be here at 7. I'm not, as you know. But yeah, I am pretending to be a student once again. I have a lecture at 9, which is in 1 hour and 22 minutes. I read all my required reading yesterday when I was out. I should read more required reading for next week, but I have many good days to do that as well. So what I'm gonna do instead is read. Because I'm behind on my reading, and that is stressing me out. So we have priorities in life. I finished this last night, by the way, learned my lesson, which was quite good actually. I had a really good, for me, polar relationship. I really liked the dynamics in it. I liked the sex scenes. The plot itself wasn't amazing, but I'm not reading this for the plot. I'm reading this for the sex scenes. And I think that it was a bit insta-lovey, like they literally start to care for each other and be like, oh yeah, we now love each other and we are in this perfect dynamic. And I was like, okay, you've been here for like 5 minutes, but fine. Like literally 2 days. But I just forgot that. And then just enjoyed the story for what it is. And I really, as I said, actually like them together. It was just very fast of how fast they got there. But yeah, very, very enjoyable. I think I like this much more than the first book. Again, really like the dynamics. I like the stuff in this much more. I think I would get the first one like 3 stars, and this one is a 4 star. Obviously, they are a bit like independent of each other, even though we do glimpse the other characters that we are going to see later. But they are independent of each other, so obviously I don't like need to compare the rating, but I do it anyway, obviously. Either way, the next thing I need to read now is a graphic novel, like manga or whatever, which is The Dark Elf 2, which is the trophy, or trofée. This is in Norwegian. I read the first one actually in the last vlog, or the last vlog, because it wasn't in my manga vlog. And I'm laughing nervously because I didn't really like it. I didn't know it was going to be about racism, and obviously I read about racism a lot, not a lot like all the time, but like I have read many books surrounding this topic. It's not an uncommon thing for me to read about. It was just the way it was handled in the first one. I kind of, let's say it, I hated. It made me uncomfortable. I just didn't get like how it was handled. I just didn't like it. And I was surprised that this was the topic at all. I was just, what? I didn't know. Not that like it wouldn't matter if I know it or not, because it was still handled weird. Either way, I didn't like that at all. Actually, I gave it like 2 stars. And now I'm gonna read the second one because I already had it, and like I continue what I start. And this is a Norwegian manga series as they dub it. But yeah, I'm gonna read it. I will see if I like this or how it's handled the topics more. I don't know, but I'm gonna read it, and it will be a fast read. So I'm gonna read that, and then I'll talk to you soon. So I finished Dark Elf 2. which I would say I liked more than the first one. It didn't focus entirely on racism. You know, when it did, I think, as I said, it handled the topic for me weird. But here we have a main character. He's being sold as a slave, but like many other characters are as well. And he's like the last dark elf, so they're like, oh my god, he's worth a lot, etc. The people that are buying slaves are dark skinned, so I was a bit like, okay, they are basically America, because they're like super rich and like a big power, where like all the other countries are like dependent on them, and they used to fight together with the dark elves under the war, and which is why people hate the dark elves, because they were on the wrong side, or like they were the one they were fighting. People hated them, like left them for themselves, but then they built themselves like this superpower to like survive, and basically they just kill off people who are like not useful for the society. They use slaves, even though some of the characters here do not like them and do help them. I'm just gonna add that. But they also used to be slaves for the humans. And as we know, they are the dark-skinned elves, at least so far. They are the ones we met that are dark-skinned. And I was like, okay. And then one of the other elves, who is a bit like stupid, actually the girl on the cover, that becomes friends with our main character. She also said that like she loved her skin and usually likes to like take products on her that makes her skin darker to look like them, and they're like, that's weird. And you know, people do that. Like, you know, people who are pale like do everything they can to get a darker skin because it's trendy, but it's weird. But it's normal, but it's weird. Like, why are we doing that? And I always think it's been weird. Point is, I just thought it was funny that was pointed out. They had a really interesting society, actually. I was really much more fascinated in it. And the author's clearly trying to take in like different topics from our real world into this. And some was done better in this one, I think, than in the first one. But I'm still like, what? It's still like putting me a bit off, but not nearly as much. I don't like a whole like slave pot, obviously. But like, it seems like we're done with that. And we had a little like plot twist in the end. I was like, because that's something we've been waiting for, and I actually think that will be really interesting in volume 3. It was interesting, like commentary of like consumerism and like capitalism in general. I thought that was interesting. Also, like here was also a commentary of how young people is ruining the society of their build. Like woke people are ruining it. But that was like a person who like hated woke people though. I said, like, they don't want slavery. Why are everyone so woke? And I was like, well, that's a good thing, obviously. But it's just funny because it's the same in real life where people are complaining about woke people when they do things they should do. Maybe not selling slaves, but you get the point. I just thought it was a weird thing for me to compare woke, which is, again, a loaded word that has different meanings for different people, to, like, them being against slavery. And, I don't know what it actually is, or like what people think it is. I don't even know. I'm not smart enough to talk about this. Oh god. So I just thought that was like a weird comparison using that word, but whatever. It has some interesting parts. I actually liked some of the characters and like the setup, but it's still stuff I'm unsure of how it's handled and if I like it. But I liked it more than the first one. Probably maybe give this like a 2.53 than like an actual like 2, where like I really dislike it. This one I felt more like neutral towards. And I guess I would continue because now I read 1 and 2. As I said yesterday, my next read is The Bodyguard. But I used a long time reading this, so now there's your lecture. And you should see me later, after I pretended to be a good student. Yay! Okay, so I'm not home. It is I'm being stabbed by the table behind me, but I have to adjust because there's books here. I'm not home. It is much later. I am waiting for dinner, like a small brat. And I read a lot, so I thought that I might as well talk about it. Sorry, this table is stabbing me. I didn't vlog anything when I like went to work and stuff today because like I literally just, it was nothing to film. But unless you want to see me buy like a yogurt in a grocery store, I know some people like me filming in the grocery store, but I don't tend to do it often. There's always too many people there. But either way, other than that, I did finish The Bodyguard by Catherine Hunter. And I didn't love it, but I don't think there's anything necessarily terrible about the book. It's just not my kind of book at all. It is a romance, and I like my romance a bit like slutty and cute, but also like emotional, whereas like I really care for the characters and like they also, you know, have something in their past and then like they come to terms with this through this other romance character or whatever. And I read many of those that I really, really enjoy. I'm not saying it needs to be on a level of like Learn My Lesson smart, because that was like, that's a lot. I don't necessarily need to be like very smutty. You just need to be more fulfilling and a bit deeper, and it has a bit swallow for me. This reminded me of like fluffy contemporary movie, but not necessarily like one you will remember and really love. I watched some of those. They're entertaining at the time, they're fine, and then you kind of forget about them, and it's just not the kind of romance that I really like enjoy or will think is memorable for me. I think a lot of people probably will like it, think it is cute and all that. I just thought the character was just so like, they are like this, and now we are changing it to like, we could see exactly where the character was going to go, and it was just very boring and predictable. And obviously romance is predictable because the whole point of a romance is them ending up together. But it was just something about it where I was just like, oh my god, like I was literally rolling my eyes off some of the scenes because it was just so stupid. I didn't really get why they liked each other either. Like, it was just like, they like each other, and I was like, okay. As even like, I read The Love Hypothesis, which I thought I wouldn't enjoy. I thought that would be the kind of book like this, but like I enjoyed that more because I actually felt for the characters. They felt more grounded, more like different sides to them that I actually enjoy. But here I never got that connection to the characters, which made me just not care. And I had some small good moments where I was literally like, there was especially one scene that got to me a bit where the dude is with his family and he like confesses something, and I was like, oh my god. I thought that was like the best scene in the whole book, which is where we saw more sides of this character. And I just never saw it again. But it just carried on like so many cliche moments. It was too much. It is like watching, as I said, a rom-com with just too many cliche moments over and over and over, where you know exactly where it's gonna go, and it pained me to read, honestly. I wish if it had less of that and more of like that scene I liked, I would have liked it much more. And I don't think it's a horrible book. I think a lot of people who like romance and really lighthearted, feel-good romance will love this. But for me, it's not in my taste at all, and I think that's okay to admit. I would give it 2.5 out of 5 stars, running it down to 2 because I think 3 would be too generous. And as I said, I don't think the book itself is horrible. There's just too many cliches for me to enjoy it, and I think that a lot of people would like just enjoy it for what it is. But I just couldn't look past the cliches. It made me ram my head in a wall. Just because a book has fake dating doesn't mean it is good. I didn't even say it was about. It's about the main character who's a bodyguard. He needs to guard this movie star, and they fake date so that his family doesn't know that he needs a bodyguard. And then you know what is gonna happen. It was a bit fun that he was a movie star, to be honest, but that's about it. Then I started my next read, and I actually caught up on all my pages, which is Prince of Thorns and Nightmares by Lindsay Miller. This one is being released on the 3rd of October, which, to be honest, this vlog is probably going up after that. I don't even know, honestly. I would post a review of this if it's already out. I will leave it linked down below. But yes, it is an arc, and it is the second one in the series called Princess, which is like Disney retellings of like the Disney princess. The first one was Prince of Song and Sea, which was Eric from The Little Mermaid. I really, really like that. I think it was written in a way that the like book, it could have happened in a movie. It was kind of just like a little parallel like storyline to what Little Mermaid. And here, it's not like that at all. It doesn't feel like Sleeping Beauty. And I'm not saying it has to. Like, it is supposed to, you know, be a story of Philip from Sleeping Beauty, if you didn't get that. And I want to say that, like, it could happen parallel to the movie, and I feel like it doesn't have, like, that same spark. Right now we follow Prince Philip before he has met Aurora, except like when they were a kid and like she was cursed, you know, by Maleficent. And he's like a knight and he's trained to be a protector, etc. And then he finds out he has magic and he's like training his magic. I don't think he has magic in the movie, but that's besides the point. I need to check if something says in the synopsis in case it is a spoiler. Okay, it does say in the synopsis that every time he dreams of this girl that he can't see called Briar Rose. If you know, you know. And then she like mocks him and they're kind of like rivals. They're not like friends, but they're just kind of like snarky towards each other in his dreams every time he falls asleep. So that is an added element that is, I guess, interesting, but there's also, I'm a bit like, I wish we follow more parallel to the movie. Maybe that would have like activated my nostalgia more, but I guess this book is more for like new readers going into Disney and like, oh my god, I want to read about Prince Philip. And in that sense, it is okay, but it's just, I'm trying to think about it now as a story that is a bit separate, because like, that's how it feels. And it's just, if this wasn't Prince Philip, I would have been bored out of my mind. Which is like not the best thing to say, but it's how I feel. So far I'm not loving it. I loved Princess Song and Sea much more at this point. I don't think it's terrible, it's just like I'm not really interested, etc. It is, however, a very fast read. It has a huge font and it feels like a really upper middle grade more than a young adult. So the same with Princess Song and Sea in that regard, and I love that, but like, I'm just saying that it is a very easy fast read, so it has that going for it, which is a good thing, I would say. And yeah, I'm gonna finish this tomorrow, which I think I'll actually manage to do because it reads so fast. And then I also just want to say that I got Page Boy, which I have already read. It was a book I read in August on audio, and then we had this copy that I could take, so I took it, even though I do not like tall paperbacks at all. Rather have this in hardcover or the small paperback that will eventually come probably next year. But since it was free, I just, well, okay, fine, I'll like have a tall one, because when it stands like this in the shelf, it kind of looks like a hardback because it's like a bit like swooshy here on the side. It's fine, but yeah, I took it. I wanted a physical copy and I didn't have to pay for it. I also started an audiobook. I don't think I said, did I start it yesterday or Sunday? I think it was yesterday. Sorry, my camera started on some books and they did not like that I moved them. My audiobook is now The Storm Runner by G.C. Cervantes. This is the first book in the Storm Runner series, which is like a Rick Riordan's Present series based on Mayan mythology. And I have actually read this one before, but I need to read an arc of like the next series by the author, and I feel like they are going to connect. They are like spin-offs of each other. So I want to read through them again because I don't remember anything. I read 1 and 2, then I'm going to read 3, which I haven't read before, and then 1 and another one, and then the actual arc. And then I actually managed to get a hold of the audio. I had to cheat Amazon a bit, and it worked out. But now I'm like, I realized I need to reuse like 4 credits if I'm going to audio them all, and that was a lot of credits on this series. But then I'm like, because then I was thinking like, but oh my god, I could read it like super fast physically. So why am I using credits on it? But then at the same time, because there's other audiobooks I want to read, but at the same time I was like, well, I have so many credits, I need to use them. So it's like, it's a good thing. Anyway, I started it, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I forgot to tell you, and I don't know, where am I in the book? I can check. But this one follows Sane, who also has like a shorter leg than the other. And then he also obviously finds out that he is son of one of the gods in my mythology. We don't know who yet. Might have to read the book to find out. He lives beside this volcano, which he finds out maybe is a portal to Underworld, and that he's prophesized to set free the god of death. And now he's, obviously he doesn't want to do this, but he might just do it anyway. He is not that clever. I'm saying that with love, because you know, when prophecies are told, they usually tend to happen. He's a 13-year-old boy just finding out about monster magic, obviously in like the spirit of Percy Jackson, because that's like the point of Rick Riordan Presents. It's a really fun. It just has like all the best vibes and everything, and obviously I really enjoyed it the first time I read it as well, which I also listened to audiobook back then. Yeah, that's what it's about. I'm trying to find out where I am in the book. I think I am at chapter 16, which is like ish this far. So yeah, I am soon halfway, but I am done myself, and I shall keep you updated when I finish that. There was a lot of reading updates in one clip, But that's just what happens when I decide to read all the stuff at work. But yeah, now I'm gonna go and eat dinner, play Dead by Daylight, go to bed. I need to wake up like 6 a.m. And you might see my tired face tomorrow. Okay, so it's been like a day. When was the last time I spoke to you? I don't know. But I was for the work today. Early, very early. Like I woke up like 6 a.m. and I listened to hours of audio because I could do that at work. And then I also like finished my book. But I am very tired. I'm gonna go to bed and talk more about the book tomorrow. Yeah. So it sounded like in the night, it sounded like someone's trying to break in. So we've been scared all day-ish. At least it was someone outside yelling and banging on my window and stuff. But yeah, that was scary. So now I'm too scared to go around the house alone right now. But I'll probably go over it. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and go to work tomorrow and stuff very early. Or not early enough. So you shall see me then. Good night. Okay, hello. It is now the next day and all that. You can see sheets hanging outside my window, but that's all fine. Yesterday, I did finish books, okay? I finished Prince of Song in C, which I did love liking, okay. We came to a point where the story did connect more, like, with the movie. I just thought that the setup was a bit weird, because they kinda, some of the characters, I don't know what to say without saying spoilers, but they knew each other without us experiencing that. So I didn't understand why and how they knew each other. It was just like kind of set up. And then they had all these memories and I'm like, what are we talking about? Who are you? So I didn't like that setup. And then when we like came to the final, it was happening like 3 pages and you blinked and it was over. And I was like, what? So the whole build-up is kind of like before the events of the movie. And I'm not saying that it has to be exactly as the movie, etc. But it didn't feel parallel to the story like the first one did for The Little Mermaid, which made me like it less. It wasn't really that interesting. I didn't really like... I understand what the author was trying to do, it just didn't work that well for me because like of the setup and like them connecting without us getting that connection on page, etc. But I will post a full review, which again is probably out before this vlog, so I will leave it linked down below for like more coherent thoughts. But I guess I gave it like 2.5 to 3 out of 5 stars. When I was at work yesterday, I could listen to audiobook the whole time because we were like doing a like stock count, and then I just zoned away and had audiobook on. So I did finish The Storm Runner, which I think when I talked to you last I was like less than halfway. So I think I listened to almost 7 hours of audiobooks yesterday because I also had a really long bus ride as well, so that was a lot of audiobook. I really did like it. I had kind of forgotten how much I enjoyed this story. It's a really fun, as I said, mythology story, very much in like the setup as Percy Jackson. Has really fun characters and creatures and gods, etc. and revelations, and it is good at keeping back information so you will be intrigued of what's gonna happen next. And again, just very enjoyable, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And I had forgotten a lot, so I'm really glad that I am rereading, even though I was considering not doing it. And then I also did start Firekeeper, which is the sequel, which I don't have a hardcover of. I only have like the art, which I got when I was in Japan, which is weird to think about. I have a full review of this on my channel, but I also posted that in 2019. Have no idea how that is holding up, but so far so good. I have listened to some today as well. I think I am in chapter 27, it says. So like already over halfway, like 234 plus pages. So I hopefully will finish that. I don't think I will finish it tomorrow when this vlog, I'm gonna end it there. But maybe if I'm cool, I will maybe finish it. I also have a lot of audio I actually need to do with Erica. We haven't listened to a single minute so far this month. It is a crisis, but this is what I'm listening to when I'm like commuting, etc. That is how much I have left of that one before going into the third one, which I'm probably going to do audio for as well, and I haven't read that before, so that is fun. I am going to go on this author event really soon, in like 2 hours ish, but I am going to try to read a bit before leaving for that, because student, who is that? No, I have actually looked at some studies today. I did it at work when it was really quiet and I didn't really have anything to do. I should really read required reading, but I'm going to read some tomorrow morning. We don't need to talk about it, but the book I'm going to read is Night of the Witch by Sarah Roche and Beth Revis. This one is also an arc that is coming out in October. Again, the review will probably be out before this vlog, and I don't know anything about the plot. I know it's the first one in a new series. I have read Sarah Roche's other books, which is like these waves, something, these type of waves, I don't remember, and Snow Like Ashes series, which is also by Sarah Roche. I have read both of those complete series, and they're like fine, fun YA fantasies. I personally didn't love the plot in those, but I like the setup a lot. So I'm wondering how I will like this. It has a stunning cover. I assume there's something to do with the witches, and hopefully it's a fast read because that's what I need in my life. So I'm going to start this today. My goal is 200 pages. Will I manage it? We shall see, because I might end up watching more Saw later with my friends. As you saw yesterday, we were watching Saw 2 because the 10th movie is coming in cinemas very soon, and we only watched one movie. We have now watched 2 and we're in the 3rd one, and we think we're going to try to watch the rest before it's out in cinemas because we want to watch it in the cinemas. Now, I did get 3 packages today, so I'm going to open it with you guys as well. First, we have one from Blackwell's, which I think is, I don't know why I'm doing a guess game here, but I think it is The Spirit of the Last by Washington Chokshi. Oh, look at me knowing what I actually ordered for once. We have The Spirit of the Last by Washington Chokshi, which is the next one by Washington in Wicked Runners Presents. It is a standalone, and it is based on Filipino mythology or like legends or whatever we are gonna call it. I think I will really, really like it. I love obviously the Pandava series, which was like a whole 5-book series, which I loved. I'm really happy that she's writing now about her Filipino heritage, and hopefully I will read it soon. But let's be honest, will I though? Will I? It's based on folklore, it says. Grand folklore, Filipino mythology. I'm very excited. A lot of Rick Reiner presents right now in this moment. Then I got another good package, and I honestly don't know what this is. It's probably something I ordered a while ago. Oh, I think I know what it is actually. It is the Gilded Stories, I think. Yes! Look at me knowing. So it is, I'm gonna take off this. This is the Facing Gaze pick for the month of October, which we are not in yet when I'm filming this, but might be when you get this vlog. They came out with like a new like cool edition, which I think is actually very pretty. The old cover was not like amazing. And this is like a, I don't know if you can call it goth, but it's about a vampire who is also like going into a sapphic relationship. Again, the pick for Facing Gaze in October. And yeah, they got this new edition. I had it pre-ordered. Now it came in. It's very pretty. Yay! I'm excited. I'm gonna read it actually soon for next month. Then I got another package, and I thought this was first from Blackwell's, but it's not, because it does not say so on the package. It's actually from Sweden. It might be from Blackwell's, and I might just be delusional. Let's see. Let's see. What can it be? Oh. Wait, what? This is something I have ordered. This is Origami Volume 26. I thought that someone from Sweden that I know sent me something, but this is something I have bought. First of all, I didn't even know Volume 26 was out, but yay. Second of all, why is no origami being sent from Sweden? That's what I want to know. Like, why? Honestly? Why? Maybe they just took the order through there? What? Okay, I'm confused. Either way, no origami to Volume 26. It's going with my other no origami. It has a different feel from the others. Hate to see that. It's going with my other volumes, obviously. It will go on my list, and I'm excited to read it, etc., etc. I'm now going to actually read in the Witch book, which I don't even have much time to read, so I'm gonna go. Bye! Okay, so I forgot that I bought 2 books yesterday and I didn't show you because I died yesterday. I just showed Erica. Where did I put them? Oh, I put them back in a bag. I don't know why I did that. I got very, very cheap books that like they hadn't stored for 100 years because I was in a different store than usual yesterday. And I wanted them. So I got True Blood. This is book 10 that in a family. I have from 1 to 9 in Norwegian, and I was planning to buy 10, 11, 12, obviously because I want to complete the series eventually when I get to 9. I think I only have 8, 9 now that I need to read, and I will get to this one and I had to buy it anyway because that's what I do. But then I had to buy it for a price, and now I got it super cheap. Even cheaper when it says here. But I didn't have 11, 12, so I was very sad about that. But I got at least 10 super cheap. Obviously a bit like old and ugly, but hello, I'm taking it. And then I also found Fenomena, Det Tapte Hjertet, or The Lost Heart by Ruben Liebsen. This is one of my favorite series, like, that I read as a kid, and it made me like love fantasy and reading in general. And I have obviously the whole series in like hardcover and pretty. They cannot, like, you can't get them anymore. And I saw they had this number 3 in paperback, which is literally like impossible to get. This is the old covers that I read them in, and I just had to have it, even though it is super ugly and yellow and old. And I will only have this one. I wanted it because first of all, it costs nothing, and second of all, the nostalgia hits so deep. It would be something to just own this in this cover. So yeah, it's gonna stand with the others, and I'm very happy. Looking at it makes me happy. The cover is just epic because they got new covers, etc. And I have like the whole series in those other covers. And yeah, so I had to have it, and it was just like in storage, and I got it like for nothing. So I'm very happy. And now I'm gonna actually read. I just still have not read, and now I need to go soon, so this is stupid. Bye. Okay, so I'm home from meeting Helga Flatland, and I'm so embarrassed because I used last week reading all of her books, and I love her a lot. Like, the books are so good. Like, I talked about it a lot in my last vlog because that's what I did. I forgot one book. I have it right here on my shelf. I forgot that she wrote this. I forgot to read it. I forgot to bring it. She signed all the others. I forgot this. I also got a selfie, which was super awkward to ask about, but I did it anyway. And I'm embarrassed. I even told her that I forgot it. And then I was just trying to tell her how much like her books meant to me, because like I honestly think they're amazing. Like, she's literally my favorite Norwegian authors, except Celia Pettersen, who like writes fantasy, so like 2 totally different genres. And I tried telling her this, and it was not easy. I cannot apparently tell coherent sentences when I meet people that are famous and I really like. She was so nice, and I was so embarrassed, and like my receipt was in one of the books, so now it seems like I lied that I read her. I don't even know. She probably didn't think any of these things. I'm just overthinker. She was the nicest person, and I'm really glad I met her, and I got my book size. I'm happy, and I'm gonna place on that what I liked, and then have a meeting with my group for my group project thing, and I'm really happy I went. It was a great like conversation about her books, etc. But oh my god, my nerves. I can't speak to people. Apparently, like, meeting authors for me is like it's like, how do people do this? How did I speak to Cassandra Clare? Like, honestly, I don't understand. Well, okay, bye. Hello. So it is the next day, and I just didn't say anything. I had been reading my required reading, chatting a lot with my friends, and I'm going to work much earlier than I was planned to, like 3.5 hours earlier, because she asked if I can come earlier. And I'm gonna buy some books that are on sale, some One Piece. And then I'm going home. So like this whole day is just me at work, so it won't be that much vlogging. Not that there ever is. But yeah, I just want to tell you, you should see me later. Goodbye. Hello. It is much later. I'm home. I'm done at work. I am gonna have bingo night with my reading machines on Patreon, and it's like 1 year anniversary, so we're doing like a huge prize and stuff, so that's fun. I just finished my book, Out of the Witch. I said I started yesterday. It basically follows this witch and his witch hunter, and then they're supposed to hate each other, and then approximately 5 minutes after meeting each other, they don't. I'm joking, but also I didn't really like it at all. I didn't have a good time in it. I don't think it was built well at all. It is, however, interestingly set in Germany, not like the Salem witch hunts. And I thought this setting was interesting, and like, yeah, but the rest was just like a bland blend of nothing that I found interesting. I did finish it. I am gonna post a review, but now I feel a bit bad, so I don't know. Yeah, so I did finish that. So my reading week has not been the greatest. I read The Bodyguard, which I didn't enjoy. Prince of Thorn and Nightmares was like okay, and then this one, which I didn't really like. The only thing I have enjoyed is like my audios, and I am supposed to read a manga now, which I'm gonna dig out from under my stuff, which is Oshinoko Volume 2. I have the bingo, so I'm gonna try to like read a bit now before it starts and see if I can finish it before bed. This vlog is only today, it's only 5 days, because tomorrow I have Patreon read-a-thon where I'm gonna do a separate vlog, because like I'm reading something special for that, or I'm doing a special kind of TBR for that, so I wanted like to be its own thing. I'll keep you updated if I finish Oshinoko and like say goodbye properly. Now I'm gonna turn on my computer. I'm so tired, by the way. Everything hurts, but that's just life. Why do I work? I don't know. Because money. Because I need to buy books. That's all. Bye. I look so stupid, but okay. We can't see it. Okay. It is now the next morning and I'm just saying goodbye because yesterday I did finish Oshinoko. And I'm gonna study a bit and then my Patreon video will start, which will be, as I said, my next vlog. You will see what's going on there. But yeah, Oshinoko basically follows this idol and then we have this her doctor. And I just don't know how to describe it because honestly I didn't know anything reading it. And then it just turns like totally unexpected and my voice is dying and weird. First volume really had like moments where like I really couldn't guess where I was going and like really stuff I enjoyed. But then this one had more focus on like idol and like acting stuff, and I just didn't care much about those things. I'm not saying it was bad, I'm just saying that it wasn't as intriguing as the first one, and it wasn't as much progression in the plot as I would have liked, but I still really enjoyed the story, and I'm very curious to see like this build up and where it will go. I'm very curious to continue, and I'm very excited to continue. I just didn't love this as much as the first one, because the first one had me like on my knees, and this one was like, it was an okay enjoyable story, and I'm curious to see where it will go. But yeah, that is like my last read. I also want to show you my haul from yesterday. I got 2 volumes of One Piece. I got volume 28, 29, and 30, and 31, 32, and 33, and like the shorter volumes. Obviously, I think the last one I hold, I don't know if I have shown you, I don't think I was vlogging then, but it was like, I think volume 16, 15, and 17. So there's a lot in between I don't have, and I don't even have the ones before that even, except one. So like I'm missing ones in between, but I have them ordered. They're just like I had to order them online, where these I can get in the store, and I'm very excited. Now this, no, I think I actually have one after this, but the one after that again is like not possible to get right now. But I have stocked up a lot, hopefully, so that I can read for a while now, and then keep an eye on like when the next one I need comes in print again. Then I also had to get Witch Hat Atelier, which is volume 1, and Cecilia has been reading this on our manga nights, and I have really wanted to read it for a while before that as well. Obviously Jane has been reading them as well, etc., and I've been excited to read it eventually, and now I just caved. Like it was on my list and I was gonna get it, but now I bought it now when I shouldn't have, but I did it anyway. So I'm gonna start it and hopefully really enjoy it. But yeah, that was my vlog. I read an okay amount. Didn't love all the books I read, and it was an okay 5-day week vlog. Now I'm gonna go and do stuff, and you should see me soon in a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a microphone emoji down below if you enjoyed this, and you should see me soon. Goodbye.